like 2011, 2012. That was a band I had. And that page, literally that page hasn't existed for, years. And it all of a sudden started getting a feed from, the Morning Disaster. Whoops.
There it is.
So my bad. So I figure I might as well share it with the people I meant to share it to. So forgive me, everybody. I was sending the feed to the wrong Facebook page. Now at least I'm sending it to the right Facebook page. I also need I think we're working now for people to hear it on the streamer, the audio streamer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I need to make sure, just because we're doing it a new way today. So I just want to make sure everything's working.
For those of us who didn't watch the test last night,
yeah, we tested everything, but the audio feed.
What,
Okay.
for the website?
Yeah, hold on. So my bad.
Where everyone listens?
Yeah. Yeah, it's working. Okay, I just want to make sure that it was working. Okay. And okay, that's awesome. That because that's also where I record the podcast. And I was like, well, I should probably make sure that we could record the show. Considering that's how we get the podcast. That's an important one. You know what I mean?
of course.
Yeah. So as soon as I enter the date, I'm not sure what the hell I got going on here. It'd be nice if I could type. Okay, so there we go. Podcast is now being recorded. We got the podcast working. We're on the stream. And our Facebook feed looks good. How you doing, everybody? Welcome. It is Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. I'm Ray, along with Nick and
Good morning.
Jason.
Good morning.
Jason. We are here. How you guys? What's going on? Anything new happening?
It's Green Box Ray.
Yeah. Can you see? Do you see the green box when I speak? And then Rocky will talk, and you'll see his precious green box that he loves so much.
But see, now we all get to share the green box.
Well, I don't see how that makes one lick of difference. But if it makes you guys happy, I'm more than happy to,
Honestly, it didn't really matter to me, but
No, not at all. I didn't even realize there was a green box, to be honest. I've been using Zoom forever.
Yeah, until Rocky said something, I had no idea what that even meant. All I know is it was important to him, and so that makes it important to me. Well, anyway, if anybody has any questions or any troubles hearing from us, today would be the day to let us know, because this is the first show doing it the new way. By the way, I did send.
Are the phones on?
The phones will be on right now. They're on.
Okay. So I was asking.
I have.
By the way, this sounds really good in my headphones.
Does it?
This is
it
like
does
a
in mine too.
breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I guess it does sound good.
This sounds professional.
But don't tell Rocky that, because I don't need him rubbing it in every time. It's about time that someone did something the way that I've been telling them to. Blah, blah, blah. I know it.
I predicted this would happen.
Oh, I know. His condescension. I don't need it. Not today. I had a good weekend. I really had a good weekend. My wife really took care of me this weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah.
lucky you.
Well, but I'm saying that last night for dinner, I had a steak, crab legs.
Toll.
Yeah. I had a little baked potato. It wasn't a big baked potato, but it was still good. And
Mr. Fancy Pants with his unemployment money buying crab legs and steak.
well, it was all
Yeah.
it was discounted crab leg. It was not. It wasn't a lot of them, but it was enough to get a taste. I'll tell you that.
They were iffy.
No, they were delicious. They were delicious. There just wasn't a lot. You know what I mean? It was it was a disabled crab. It didn't have it wasn't that he didn't have a lot of legs. But it was good. And then there was corn. And the corn was delicious, but there's no way it was fresh, you know. I don't know if it was frozen, or I don't know if my wife froze it, or if they froze it at the grocery store. Oh, it was tasty. It was tasty. And then my wife, she looks so good. Damn. She looks good. And we're all getting older, but that has not stopped my wife from wearing thongs.
Thanks for the reminder.
That has not stopped my wife from wearing thongs, thank God. She has still not converted over to full on
Granny panties.
Yeah, like granny panties. Thank God. She still looks sexy. So yeah, it's a good weekend. And so I'm feeling good. I'm ready for today to be a good day as well. So, I'm sure that Sean Bullitt will try to call in and ruin everything.
Well, what do you mean by we'll try?
Well,
It's just will.
Oh, hold on. We got our first person on the phones.
There is one other participant in the conference.
Hold on.
Please announce yourself.
Let me bring her up. It's Doran. Hey, Doran.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. We're doing the show differently now. We finally got the Zoom hooked up. What you're gonna know in a second. I'm gonna bring you up on Zoom.
So I can get out of my other thing?
Yes, and you'll be able to talk.
Just make sure you connect to the audio on Zoom.
Yeah, connect to the audio on Zoom. And you'll be able to hear us, and we'll be able to hear you.
All right, hang on.
And I'll only use the free conference call when you drive later on. How you doing? Can I hear her? Oh, she's muted. Oh, did I mute her?
It probably comes in muted first before.
So I have to ask her to unmute it. Okay, let me ask her to unmute it. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I had a dream about Doran last night.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Doran, I had a dream about you last night.
Okay.
And I woke up. And I was like, and I told this is the first time it's ever happened in my life. It's never, ever happened to me before. I woke up and I said to myself, I go, oh shit, I didn't finish that dream. I wonder how that dream ended. And yeah, it was crazy. And I woke up and I was like, oh man, I was just getting to the good parts of that dream. And I was like, so I just started thinking about what was going on in the dream as I drifted off. And I picked up where I left off.
You were able to get back in your dream.
That's a rare occasion.
Dude, that's never, ever. I'm 50 years old.
You need to get a lotto ticket.
Yeah. I'm 52 and I was able to pick up right where it left off. I've never, ever been able to do that before. It was crazy.
I love it when I'm able to do stuff like that.
It was nuts.
That's cool, though.
It's taken me this long in life to figure out how to do that. And I don't know if I figured anything out or if it just happened, but It was crazy to have that happen. Was really
Write a book, make some money.
Yeah. Now I'll have to reveal how dirty the dream was.
Oh, great. I knew there was a reason I put my headphones in because there's children in my house, Ray.
It was crazy. It's never ever happened to me before where I was in the middle of a dream and then got myself to get back into it. It was crazy.
I mean, I used to be able to do that quite often, but yeah, I haven't. What do you need, kid?
Leo ate.
Huh?
Leo ate.
Okay, awesome. Go eat some cereal. I'm busy. Sorry about that.
Is
Parenting at its finest.
Doran, chuck your level down a little bit, will you? I don't know how you.
Am I too hot?
In the
Yeah.
audio settings, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. You can go down though a little bit. Yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy because you're set for the other one and we're not on that anymore. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was able to I was in the middle of a dream and I was able to get back into it. Now I want to go back in time and get other great. There was one dream I was having. I was about to be rescued or rescue someone,
Yeah.
and I woke up in the middle of it, and then we all must have just died or something because I could never get back into it. Now I want to finish that one up because it sort of bugged me since I never figured out. I never saw the ending of that. So I'd like to, get some of those old dreams to work. I've never been able to get back into right where I was. A dream where literally I got right back into where I was in this dream last night, and it was perfect. It was unbelievable.
That's really cool.
So yeah, I'm not sure what that meant, but I heard something. Anyway,
That was my phone buzzing.
Oh, okay. We are here, and for those that you guys, I'm sure you guys don't care watching the show, but we readjusted the settings over the weekend, and we're now using the audio. We've now got our audio and video together, which I know doesn't mean a lot to you listeners or to you guys viewing the show. But it means a lot to us, trust me. So
Yes. One less step. So much easier.
it's finally working. Yeah, we're very excited about it. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And Rocky likes it because now when you guys talk, there's a green box that will light up.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so funny.
Yeah, which is crazy. Oh well, I got my dinner last night. I was telling you about my dinner. I got to eat it while watching the NBA finals.
You were in heaven.
Yeah, it was amazing. It truly was amazing. Yeah, but it wasn't much of a game as the Lakers blew out. I mean, they blew out the Miami Heat. And I would have had a perfect sports betting day yesterday.
You didn't bet?
I bet yesterday, except here's what happened. I put a parlay out, okay? And the
I don't
parlay,
even know what that means. What does that
Right.
mean?
the parlay is when you pick a bunch of games, okay? And then
Okay.
you pick one bet. Like I picked a parlay with the Arizona Cardinals, okay?
Okay.
I picked a parlay with it was Arizona, it was the Houston Texans, it was the Cleveland Browns, it was what the hell were the other ones? There's a couple more early games. It was why am I zoning? I could go back on my phone and look, but I'm too lazy. It was two other football games early. Washington. It was the LA Rams to beat Washington, and it was I can't remember the fourth one. But then I had Chase Elliott to win the NASCAR race, okay, and then the Lakers but it also had the Kansas City Chiefs. If it would have hit, I would have gotten hundreds of dollars. And it was like a $5 bet.
Wow.
But the freaking Kansas City Chiefs blew it. The
Well, what happened? I didn't have a TV on yesterday at all. So,
Chiefs lost
well, obviously, but
to the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know what the hell.
oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. People are telling me, what are they saying? They're saying,
You don't say anything.
Ray, I've got the audio up. I'm listening to you guys on TuneIn Radio, and Dorn's audio is still really, really hot. She's overpowering everyone. It's all distorted.
You know what? I think it's this. I got new earbuds. It's probably this mic on this. Hang on. Let me.
Is that better?
There you go.
Much-
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I think it's just the mic on those earbuds because I got new ones.
I'm sorry.
Because my child confiscated mine for school. Maybe I'll get them back, but who knows? Yeah, okay. We'll just do it this way.
Well, now I got to be careful because there are children that can hear what I can say. So I promise I'll be careful.
Well,
I'm not worried about
I think your
mom.
dream story's over, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I never got into what the topic of the dream story was. That's private. Thank you, Nick. But so I could have won all this money. And then I put another parlay with just the football that was it was Arizona, LA, Kansas City, and Baltimore. And I put a big bet on that, where if I won it, it wouldn't have been as much as the one with multi-sports, but it still would have won me like $100. And then
Wow.
all Kansas City had to do was win. I didn't even bet the spread. All they had to do was win the freaking game.
How much did they lose by?
They lost by I think they lost by 7.5. Which it just killed me. It killed me. Because I would have had one of the most legendary days. I think my wife made me that delicious meal.
Mm-hmm.
To comfort you?
No, because it's my birthday the end of this month. Okay. And I think she wanted to, in case I die. You know, she's like, let me give him a good birthday meal in case he dies.
It got dark all of a sudden really fast.
Yeah, really.
I don't know if I want to be a part of this now.
Welcome to Gloomtober. Good Lord.
I'm telling you, it was something like that. I thought that, I think
Hey, I think you're going to get the Widowmaker later on this month. Here's some steak and some lobster and crab legs.
in case you die, I want you to at least get one good meal. And so that's what I'm thinking.
Have some extra butter.
Yeah.
Extra butter. Extra sour cream on the potato.
Just in case. Yeah. So anyway, that's how we get the show going today. But it was cool. It was very cool going. It was very cool waking up mid-dream going, oh, I wish I could have figured out. I wish I could have, which I know is weird when I do this, but I look at dreams like entertainment. And I go, oh, I wish I could learn how that one ended. Okay. And then it was interesting to go back to sleep and get back into the dream right where I left off and finish it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Oh, I see
interesting.
what you mean. Like I said,
Interesting.
I used to do that quite a bit, especially if it was a good one, or like you said, if there was like a scenario where you could have saved somebody or you were trying to save somebody. You try to go back and
Yeah.
try to fix the ending.
It was I've never ever been able to get into I've never been able to get back into a dream. So it was kind of cool to get that done last night. So it took me many years to figure it out. And I don't even know what I did special, but I was able to do it and it was cool. I see Rocky has joined us now.
Good morning. morning, Rocky.
Good morning.
How are you, Rocky?
Great. How are you doing?
Fantastic is
Awesome.
we are just getting started on talking about the evening, and I'm convinced that my wife gave me a good meal because she thought, in case I die before my birthday, that I will have gotten a great meal, which is nice. I woke up in the middle of a dream and was able to get back into the dream.
Which
And
was the first.
Yeah, which is a first.
Right.
And we also talked about our green boxes that each of us get when we speak.
Yes, that means it's hooked up correctly.
Boy, he loves the green box.
That's what it means. When you see that moving, it means that you're using the Zoom audio.
Yes. You've got your green, and now you guys will get your green boxes when you speak.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
That's-
congrats.
Huzzah.
Yeah, I see. And now all I do is I see that box just skipping around. It's gonna make me crazy.
Yeah, it needs to stay on Ray like it was. Star of the show. That's what that meant. He was outlined in green.
You know,
No, but it means that you're using the Zoom audio. That's what, instead of this lightalized thing that was going on before, we're taking all of the audio and then running it through one thing in Zoom.
Lightalized.
the lightalized thing.
Vitalized.
Unbelievable.
Definitely going to be a new term.
Yeah. Well, it's working. I do know that.
Yes,
So this
could
is
have worked. Could have worked in May.
and this is how boy, you're so condescending and opinionated, and now you're complaining because I waited. I had to wait. I got the cords, and now it's hooked up.
Is that what we're going with? We were waiting 5 months for some cords.
We
Yes,
were waiting on the equipment.
I needed to get the cords. Yeah, so it's working fine. I am very excited that it's working.
Yeah, everybody sounds a lot better.
Yeah. Now we need
Clear.
everyone to come on Zoom in order so we can hear them.
I don't know. Does Zoom take up more camera, like phone power, I guess, battery, than being on the free conference call? Because if you're in your car or whatever, you should still just have it on Zoom. Just don't turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Because the audio on Zoom is much better than that conference call thing.
I know whenever I would use the free conference call, my phone was always acting like it was still in a regular phone call for
Yeah.
some reason.
So you're saying that free conference call did what?
My phone was acting like it was in a regular phone call. I mean, the icons on the screen and everything
Oh, okay.
mimic the appearance of being in a regular phone call instead of on data.
Yeah. See, because I'm worried about like Doran and Nick are sometimes driving and they're on with us.
Well, most people have a charger for their phone in the car,
Yeah.
so they can
So
always
what
leave
you're
it plugged
saying
in.
I can go in and to Zoom while I'm driving and
Just turn the video off.
You don't have to turn the video off.
It's in the upper right. Well, you don't want to. What would you have video of the passenger seat or something, or the ceiling of the car? Yeah, it's in the right hand corner of the screen.
Yeah.
Well,
There's like a
I'll
thing.
try it later because
Sure you could just-
I'm getting ready to go into the salon. I have a Zoom meeting with some other stylists on getting some continuing ed hours. We're going to do a class and they're going to straighten my hair with a new product. So this ought to
Oh,
be
really?
interesting. I will try it. When I leave here in a little bit.
Well, that's what I figured. You were probably more proficient with Zoom than that other thing.
I'm sure you can.
Because you use Zoom in your professional
Yeah.
life, as professionals do.
You could point. You could point the camera to some part of your body while you're driving. I'm sure.
Well, I have a dash mount. I just don't know exactly what it's going to be pointing at.
Yeah, that's getting dangerous though when you're on camera driving and
Well, that, and if you're caught driving with the video of us playing, you could probably get a ticket for that too.
yeah.
I mean, you just put it on a random body part. I'm sure that some people will like that. If it's on
different one every day.
if it's on the right body part, a bunch of people will like it.
we could do like a poll
Yeah.
and see which one has the most viewers.
Which body part they like the most. Good morning. You're on the Morning Disaster.
Good morning to you, sir. I would just like to take this time to congratulate you on your excellent use of a commonly used chat program. Well done. And going from all the way back from May, I just like to say, Ray Lytle's technical difficulty.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I said last night. Congratulations. We have the sound quality of the average office meeting.
You know,
We are
We've
on
made it.
par with all schools right now.
Yes.
Nick, you sound good. It does
Yeah,
sound good.
Nick sounds amazing. This is the most clear that I think I've ever heard you, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on my phone now.
Yeah, you sound clear.
Awesome.
Yay.
Love it. By the way, Bubba's in the chat room saying that he sometimes watches TV or movies while he's driving. Oh my God.
Oh,
That is scary as hell, Bubba.
Now that's the guy that likes Trump too, right?
Yeah.
Safety is not important.
He likes Trump and doesn't like safety. No, I've seen that. I've been driving before, and you know where I see it? I've seen it several times on Route 4, right near where the new Portillo's is going to be. Which, by the way, it's almost done.
Yeah, it's
Fuck. It's
been built pretty quick.
yeah. It looks like. I mean, it looks like it's, you know.
About ready to open.
Yeah. I guess it is going to open next month, but it's crazy how quick they got it built. Yeah, they're going to start hiring people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no, I was driving there and I saw a guy driving a van and he had an iPad on his steering wheel. And he was
Were you
He-
following behind me again?
he was
No,
watching
I'm just kidding.
he was watching TV while he was driving. And it was the most unbelievable thing. I'm like, wow, how in the hell is he doing this? And he was just kicked back in his van watching Lost or something.
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean,
Well,
my van has an entertainment system, but it's strictly for not for the driver's use. I mean, it won't let me use the screen up front.
So it's for the passengers sitting behind you.
right.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I could see Bubba cruising down the road watching Hee Haw or something.
I mean, if I have like my van in park, I can put it on the front screen too, but not while the vehicle's moving.
Unbelievable. Hi, you're on the Morning Disaster. Hello.
Good morning, Ray. It's Rob.
Hey, Rob, what's going on, brother?
Well, I always let you know that I have drove to Kansas City and stuff like that all over, and I have watched the Avengers while I'm driving down the road. I'm not even really watching it. It's just something to, something to listen to, and it's when music.
It's good background noise.
Yes, it's just noise. I'm not sitting there just I'm not watching porn or anything. Which I have seen that. I have actually seen that going. I was coming back from Pennsylvania. I don't know, maybe 2.5 years ago.
Right.
And a guy had the drop down, screens, has like 5 screens in his big Suburban. And he was full on watching porn, driving down the turnpike. It was great. So there was like 8 cars piled up behind him and nobody was going around him. It was awesome.
He probably had his
It was
hand
just
on
like,
his gear
wow,
shift
that guy-
too, right?
Yeah, I was first one in line. I'm not moving. I mean, you got to give me 30, 45 seconds before I'm going to move.
Well, what kind of perv is watching porn on what kind of perv's watching porn while they're driving another car from where it makes it reminds me of
Well, yeah, let's not blame the guy playing the porn. We blame the guy watching it from behind.
Yeah, I mean, what about here in Springfield we have the drive-ins. Do you remember when the drive-ins used to show porn on like Saturday nights?
Yep.
People would drive by on the interstate 72 and 55 when they get off on 6th Street, they could see the porn.
And that was the only time they did the speed limit through that area.
It was crazy.
So, no, the only other thing I do whenever I drive is I watch your Facebook posts that, by God, they exploded last night whenever you said you voted. I watched
That
that,
was unbelievable.
and I was like, "This is the funniest thing ever." You know, Ray, you suck as a human being, according to
Yeah.
2/3 of Facebook.
Well, and then they didn't. I don't think that they realized that I don't care what. And I actually started sending out messages to people. People were messaging me
Yeah,
and complaining about my votes, and I'm like, this one
See-
guy said to me thing. I said, "You understand that I can't change it. My vote is done and it's been turned
Yep.
in. I cannot
here's-
change it. Nothing you
there's two-
say."
there's two things that you can do for me. If you start quoting the Illinois Policy Institute, yeah, your opinion's irrelevant. And also, if you have a problem with my vote, you can take a big old bag of suck it.
Yeah,
'Cause I'll vote however I like.
all I did was I just wanted to. I'm
You
somewhat
showed that you did your civic duty.
I'm somewhat of a known person. And by the way, here's what I did. I didn't just vote straight party. I actually voted for a few Republicans as well as
did I.
Democrats.
As did I.
And so all I did was I publicly said it. By the way, it was me throwing out an endorsement. And I said, and by the way, is there anyone that's shocked by the fact that I voted for Biden? Fuck no. I mean,
No.
anyone who's listened to this show knows how I feel about Trump. Of course I didn't vote for him. Why would I vote for him? I think he's an imbecile.
The issue that they had was you called him the Orange of Svengali. I think that's what got him.
Well, he to the people, the bitch. Yeah,
That's Ray's opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
That's right. But I think that's what everybody's like. Oh, not only did you not vote for him, you offended the dear leader. You know, he's going to fly over your house and breathe fire on it. I mean, that's what I think they.
What is Cinnamon Hitler going to do?
Yeah, anyone who listens to this show,
The Cheeto in charge.
you can usually hear me and Nick and Rocky say worse
Our
things about
president, Donald Trump.
every morning.
And that was in all caps.
We'll say even more horrible things about him every morning on this show.
I was never more proud of my daughter. She went down to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. One of her friends' boyfriend got killed.
Oh,
so she went down to Cape Girardeau and went with her and brought her back and all that stuff. And as they were coming back, she's like, I know it's kind of a tough time, but there was a big Trump drive down through there, and she went right through there and played that "Fuck Donald Trump" song while she was right there. She goes, "Piss on them bitches." She goes, and she did. I was like, I'm so proud of you. I love you. My heart just melted just a little bit. Kinsey did.
But
I was like, and she was like, Dad, they got real pissed and they threw like a soda at my car. And I was like, well, it's a $1,500 car.
It
It's
washes
fine.
off.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's go to the car wash. We got a
Yeah.
subscription. It's fine.
But it's the one I couldn't believe people complaining about. I went to my Facebook page and I said, hey, I voted today. And I said I voted proudly for Joe Biden.
Yep.
And I put Dick Durbin, and I just named some of the people I voted for, and that was it. I thought, okay, this will be a stupid little.
And the appropriate response should have been, "Good for you."
Yes, thank you. And by the way,
Thank you for doing your civic duty.
by the way, if you don't like who I voted for, tough shit. Or vote
Well,
for their opponents. You have
and
that
that's-
right.
And that's the thing, though. But everybody's like, well, that's just a wasted vote. What's he going to do? And who?
I don't
cares?
care. I don't care. And then people were wanting to argue with me, and I'm like, I've already voted.
Right.
I'm not putting my fat ass in a mail slot trying to pull it out. It's not happening.
And my thing was, well, how come you mail-in voted? Because you can.
Yeah. And
That's
by the way,
point.
I'm allowed.
I didn't put it in a mailbox. I
dropped mine.
There's a drop box, so I just
Yep,
dropped it off.
I dropped mine.
And then, there's some guy was like, "Oh, why did you mail and vote?" And I'm like, "It's none of your fucking business."
Yeah.
But I did give an explanation of my
voted
child.
weeks ago.
My child's immunocompromised, and so I prefer to not be in crowds. And by the
That's
way,
right.
and you're right. The answer should have been because I can, because it's a United States of fucking America.
That's right. That's That's the problem I have right now. Well, you know, we're wanting our freedoms, our freedom, our freedom. But, oh, you want to do that? Well, that's unconstitutional. That's un-American. Kiss my ass. None of it's un-American.
No.
If you want to sit around and wave your Trump flags and do all that shit, you should be able to. That's
Yeah.
your right. You know,
Yes.
as long as you can do it peacefully, and you want to do all those things, you want to vote by mail, you want to go in person, do all of it. I don't care.
Yep.
Just do it. You know, like I said, like I told my kids, my oldest boy, I love him with all my heart. You know, in fact, I spent all day yesterday fixing his furnace and air conditioning. You know, I love him. he likes Donald Trump. Cool. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
And him and I'll have debates, and I'll be like, son, hopefully one of these days you'll understand, and maybe you won't, and that's fine, but you don't have to. That's the point.
Yes.
You're now 20 years old. You can vote
like
for whoever you
whoever
like.
you want. No one can force you to vote for anybody.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, I got to get to work, so you guys
Later,
have a
buddy.
good day. Be safe.
Bye. I started you know, there's rumors. Have you heard, Rocky, have you seen the rumors about Trump and the election? Have you seen any of that stuff?
No.
There's a
About-
lot of different ones. You have to be more specific.
Yeah, okay. The biggest one that's going around is the whole, have you heard the resignation one, Nick?
Yes, I've heard that one.
Do you think that hasn't, do you think I here's the deal. I think that Pence will fuck him on that one. And there's no way the Democrats would go for that. Here's what I'm talking about. There is a rumor that says Trump knows he's going to lose. I mean, it's, you know, he knows he's going to lose. And so he's trying to cut a deal to, he wants to resign and use his health as the explanation, and then make Mike Pence the president, and then have Pence pardon him because he knows the Southern District of New York, he knows what he did. And the Southern District of New York is going to lock him up, is going to, not just him, but his kids. They're all in some major trouble. They had a subpoena for his second oldest kid to come talk to him. So Eric Trump came and talked, and now they're gonna petition the daughter, and he's freaking out. And so he
And the courts have also are forcing him to get his financial records now too.
Yeah, and they're gonna get them, and he knows he's busted. So his thing is, unless he wins, if he wins the election, they can't arrest him until it's illegal to arrest a sitting president in this country, which is crazy, by the way. So one of the rumors is that he had him, and we know he had a meeting because of, you know, of who was at the White House, his lawyers, all his kids, and Pence's people, where he said he will resign, but he wants Pence to guarantee, he wants it in writing, he wants the pardon written up before he resigns.
Pardon just for him, and the kids get can fend for themselves.
Him and the kids, his whole organization, everybody pardoned. And then he also doesn't
Say, don't you have to be convicted first before you can be pardoned?
He also, well, no, you can. This is what Nixon did, which is where I think he's getting it from.
Sounds like what happened at the end of The Shield.
Yeah, they also
the TV show.
They all get pardoned, right?
Well, the main guy does.
Yeah. No, but so this is he's gonna resign and turn over the presidency to Mike Pence.
But it's almost like a not prenuptial. That's the wrong word. It's like a
premeditated.
You cancel out anything that would come up later. Any kind of crimes that would come up later
you couldn't
are wiped out.
A
I can't think of the word. Preemptive, yes.
Yeah, he would. It would all. He would he'd be cleared, and so he would say, "I want it written out before I resign." Then he'll put Pence in charge, and then Pence blanket pardons him, and then Trump uses his health as the reason that he's resigning. Now, one of the rumors says he wants to do it before the election. Okay. And then another one is he wants to wait to see how the election goes. And then the second it looks like he's going to lose, then he'll do it. and then Pence will serve as president from November 4th or
January.
to January. But here's the thing. Pence doesn't want to become president and then immediately pardon someone. Because
he'll do whatever. Come on now.
but it'll kill his political career. I mean, Pence would be the
The
40th
guy that
president.
pardoned Donald Trump. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a career killer.
But I mean, if he wants to run again in 2024, it would prevent him from doing it because he'll be thought of as the guy who pardoned Donald Trump.
Yeah. I get I don't get how those go together, but yes.
Well, I mean, Gerald Ford was never elected. Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon. He was never the elected president of the United States. He served out the last 2 years of that term, but he was never elected.
Yeah, but you really can't compare anything going on today with anything that happened in like real times.
However, he was the president, and Mike Pence will have been one of the presidents of the United States if this happens. So people say that Trump wants to get it done, but one of the rumors is Pence won't do it. And another rumor is the Democrats, they'd have to bring at least Nancy Pelosi on board to say, okay, you can do it. And some are saying that the Democrats won't have it. They're like, no, we don't want him to walk away part. We want him to get defeated and then go to jail. So, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. So I don't know. Let me ask you, would you guys take that deal? Would you let him walk away and then get pardoned?
I wouldn't. No.
Is just getting rid of him enough, or is it important to you that he goes to jail?
You do the crime, you should do the time, right?
Yeah. Well,
At
you
least
gotta
one of the
remember,
kids
too,
has to go.
what was
he's
that?
not going to jail.
He's going to.
Yeah, club fed, you know.
Come on.
It's crazy. It's nuts. But if that's the deal he's worked out, and he gets away with it, it's a hell of a deal. Same thing with him winning. We've said this about him winning. Would you be surprised if it happens?
No.
And he walks
No.
away.
I expect it to happen.
No, but I'm saying this deal. He walks away scot free. How much? How much?
I wouldn't be surprised with everything that he's been able to brush off.
Yes.
Teflon Don.
Yeah, the rapes, the affairs, all the other shit he's been accused of. He's gotten away with all of it. Would it surprise you if he walks away using his health as the reason, and then he doesn't get charged with anything, and all of a sudden they just let him go, and you find out later that the reason was because he got pardoned? It would not surprise me. No, that's exactly how he'd do it. So at first I thought, okay, this is ridiculous. It can't be real. Then I started thinking about it. And I'm like, no, this is exactly how a person like this would get out of it. It's brilliant. It is. I mean, it's brilliant, because if you're like Trump, you'd never have to admit anything. You'd walk away scot-free. You would hand the election to Biden, which, by the way, is probably, but I only say probably, which is probably going to happen anyway. But then again, you never know.
So keeping up on the scoreboard here, Trump is now brilliant, the most interesting man on the planet, and has balls.
Just stop it.
And yet Ray still didn't vote for him.
Yeah, no, for whatever reason.
No, I'm saying that
He said he didn't vote for him.
Yeah, you know he did. Come on, you want him to say? What would we gonna sit here and talk about? Let's say Biden wins. Are you gonna sit here and talk about Biden?
Biden would not be as interesting to talk about.
Yes. You have the comedian's reason for voting.
At least we can get back to talking about
Against-
Reese's cups.
Yeah. I like what Karen says. Karen says, I would agree to that deal if he leaves the United States forever. That would be interesting. Yeah. So, but that's a big rumor out there, is that he's trying to work a deal. So
Well, the other thing he has to worry about is all the people he owes money to.
yeah. I don't know. I bet he's trying to work several deals. I think he's trying to work several deals. I think if it's going to happen, it won't be till after the election. He'll want to definitely see that he's going to lose before he comes up with an exit strategy. But I think if I'm him, you're only going to get the Democrats to do it if you do it before the election. If that makes any sense, you know. But then
time's running out. I mean, here we are on the 12th of October.
Of course, but because if you're Trump, you don't want to say you lost the election. You'd rather quit than lose the election.
But a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
One thing that's true is that I love the as long as we're going to talk about the Trump thing, I love the sign that Sean Balint posted.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
It is the best ever. I mean, it says Trump 2020, no more bullshit.
Yeah.
I've
No,
seen
first of
flags
all,
with that same saying on them before. too.
That says it all as far as I'm concerned. First of all, you can argue back and forth whether Donald Trump is the king of bullshit, and having a flag like that or sign is like saying no more, vote Jimi Hendrix, no more guitars. I mean, Donald Trump is bullshit. He's song and dance. That's why people love him, is because, hey, like you said, you want to watch the debate, you want to watch the show. But anyway, the best part is, who the hell has a re-election sign that starts with the words no more?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
No, because it's basically saying that the bullshit is you.
Yeah. How is the bullshit going to end by re-electing someone?
Yeah.
And even if he's not causing the bullshit, let's say that it's everybody else against him, they would still be doing that. That is just the most blatant, like, screw reality. We want to sound tough, because no more bullshit does sound tough. I mean, that's a tough sounding. Hey, no more bullshit. See,
well, he was on Rush Limbaugh. He was on Rush Limbaugh.
No more bullshit
on Friday. And did you hear what he said when he was on Limbaugh?
I don't know. Vote Obama. No more African Americans.
It was amazing, because I'm someone whose career was hurt by the FCC.
And he dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah. I was, it was the FCC threats scaring radio stations that hurt my career.
That was why Stern jumped to Sirius.
Yes.
And isn't it a coincidence that this is happening right at the same time the FCC was thinking about lightening the restrictions? And you said the Republicans and Trump people would be against it. I said, no, they're right there with it.
Here is the clip. I want to play a little bit of the. It was nuts.
And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. Fuck around with us. If you do something bad to us.
I don't know if you guys could hear that because it was really low, but.
Yeah, that was low.
It was low.
All right, hold on, let me put it on the other computer. Yeah, it was nuts. He goes right on Rush Limbaugh, which, by the way, is the most listened to show on the radio. It's syndicated all over the country. God knows, I think it's hundreds of radio stations. And he
left board operators across the country scrambling for the delay button.
Yeah. And he
and comes right down to it. Let's be honest. They'll be the ones that if somebody's got to go, it'll be them. It'll be the individual radio stations that aired it.
He got away with it. Because nobody's gonna bust him on it. I'm gonna play this again so you guys can hear it. This is what he said on Rush Limbaugh's show. It's just astounding that he said it, and he's going to get away with it. Here we go.
Right. And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
There you go. He said that's what he said on Rush Limbaugh's show. That is a blatant violation of FCC rules. That was what they were threatening me with. The way that it worked with me is they had the rules went from all of the stuff you could say and couldn't say. If they suspected you of saying something, you would get you could get a $25,000 fine per station per violation. And then the radio station itself would get, I want to say it was like 75,000 or whatever. So it killed me. Radio stations stopped hiring, shows like The Morning Disaster, and it blew up the industry. But yet Donald Trump goes on Rush Limbaugh's show Friday.
Right.
And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
And drops the F word. No, as of now.
Very presidential of him.
Yeah. As of now, no one says anything. No one said anything about it. It's
good because it seems like it was kind of put there to make people outraged, and then the outraged people look like snowflakes because after all, it's just the word fuck. Who doesn't say that? So I'm glad people did not fall for that.
Well, it's just you stopped me because they were afraid I was going to say, they're afraid I was going to drop an asshole or drop the word shit might get through. This guy goes on, he goes, fuck. And they say nothing. It's unbelievable.
As long as we're talking about politics, did we hear about the nurse that spoke at the RNC?
Oh, yeah, she shot somebody.
She shot someone.
Yeah. She was
Law and
somebody
order
that
right
she
there.
was in an argument with. It wasn't even like shot a burglar or shot, somebody in self-defense or she was having an argument with somebody, walked out to her car, got the weapon, came back in and shot her, I guess, in the abdomen. If if there's a good prosecutor, that's attempted murder.
Do you know what the argument was about? She's a nurse, right?
Yeah.
The argument was about masks. She wasn't wearing a mask. She wasn't wearing a mask. And she shot someone in the stomach, which is insane. She was one of the speakers.
Literally triggered by the mask argument.
Yeah, I saw it this weekend. It was hysterical. All right, so
I don't think the woman that got shot thinks it's very hysterical.
No, I don't know.
But then again, if you're that woman's friend. But really, though, be in an argument with somebody, walk to your vehicle, get the weapon, come back, shoot them. I think it was the abdomen. I could be wrong about that. They're unarmed.
No, you're right.
It was the abdomen, yeah.
Yeah, shoot an unarmed person in the abdomen after going out and retrieving a weapon.
It's people get
hard
so
to do the superior insanity and stuff like that, heat of the moment type thing.
People get so triggered, Rocky. TikTok's where I see a lot of it. TikTok is filled with a lot of angry women.
Oh yeah.
And they start recording them and they put it on TikTok, but it's insane. And they just get so viciously angry. It's unbelievable. And that's what happened in this case. The woman got mad and she just got so enraged. She got a gun and shot someone.
When was the last time somebody spoke on a major platform like that and then was arrested? Because she spoke at the RNC.
Yeah.
And then was arrested like a month later for something like that,
It's insane.
I can see running a whorehouse or something, it's politics, but walking out and shooting somebody in the abdomen over an argument over wearing a mask.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, all right. We'll move on away from politics. Let me ask you guys this. When it's cold, do you find it harder to wake up or the same as to wake up when it's warm?
The same.
Yeah, it's usually the same.
I'm pretty routine when my alarm goes off.
I'm telling you, when it's cold outside, when it is
I've
cold,
got the month of May.
No. When it's cold, I don't want to get out of bed. And I've thought this for years, especially I'm in bed, my wife, she's warm, you know. I don't want to get out of bed. I'm warm, I'm under the covers. The last thing I want to do is get up. And I've always thought that it's harder to wake up when it's cold or when it's dark. You don't want to get out of bed.
Oh, definitely when it's dark. Yeah. If it's like you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or something, it's like, no, it's dark.
Yeah.
It goes against everything, you know.
Science has now proven that those of us like me and like Summer, Kathy, Karen, everybody in our chat room, science has proven that we're not crazy.
No, I don't. I definitely would want to. Yeah, you jump out of bed in the summer, you know, and get those covers off and get, you know, but in the winter, you just want to stay, or either that or walk from the bed, walk to the couch and, or take the blanket with you or something like that, you know.
They have, science has found that our brains, the human brain is normally activated by daylight in the morning gets shut back down by the cold weather. It is harder to wake up when it's cold out than when it's warmer.
Yeah.
We don't want to wake up. And it's not our fault. It's our brain is harder to wake up.
It seems like it takes longer to start functioning too. I mean, there's a difference between waking up and just going through, like going to the bathroom and just kind of going through the motions or whatever, than actually waking up and, you know, being fully awake.
I mean,
it seems like that's definitely slower in the winter.
Just going to sleep is harder when it's warm.
Yeah.
That's why I can't go camping. I know some of you guys, some people love camping. I want to say, I wish Doran was on. She loves camping. I could never, I just can't. I could never camp because it's too warm for me to go to sleep. I don't want to fall asleep unless I'm totally drunk. You know what I mean? When it's warm outside. I like it cool. The only time I don't bitch about
I can't go camping because I always think about whatever those bugs are that will look for urethras and crawl up them. And I'm assuming, I think they're only in like a part of like the Caribbean or Africa or something, but still they could make that's all, ever since I first heard about them when I was like, I think I was 11 or something. I'm like, I never wanted to go camping.
Well, you have to be in water to get a urethra bug, whatever those are called.
Yeah, I think maybe it is a water thing. Yeah.
They don't.
That freaked me out.
Oh, Doran sent us a note saying Zoom is not supported on her browser. That's why she's not on. Oh, I'm sorry, Doran. That sucks.
She doesn't have the app itself.
Yeah, just have the app. That works better. Just download the app.
She'd have to get the app. Download the app on your phone. Yeah, but I know she's a big camper. And
then you don't have to have that other app, that whatever, that voice conference.
The free conference call app.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I can fall asleep easier when it's like, I never complain about my wife's air conditioner use at night because when it's cool, I can fall asleep easier. But you don't want to wake up as easy when it's cold outside. I have thought this for 30 years. When I wake up in the summer, you know what I mean? It's like that. Boom. Especially early in the spring. You know what I mean? When it first starts getting warm, it's the easiest time of the year to wake up. You know. And then when you go through when it gets cold, you don't want to get out of bed. It's like, oh my God. You just want to stay and get warm, and you fall back asleep or else.
I think some of it might be like a psychological warmth thing too. Like the bed just feel. I usually walk around in the really cold times, like with a blanket on.
Yeah. You'll walk around your house wearing the blanket.
Yes. Like a cape.
Like you're an off-duty superhero.
And I have done that for 40 years.
We're not crazy though. Science.
And I have different blankets, so I don't always have the same blanket on.
It just depends on what time of year or how thick it is. Yeah. So I will not complain about our air conditioner when I'm about to go to bed. Because I sleep better when it's cool. That's the best you sleep. The best you sleep is when the temperature, I read this before, it was 65 degrees is the prime sleeping temperature.
Oh, whoa.
And
No.
when you have, as
No.
long as
No.
you have covers, 65 degrees is the perfect sleeping temperature.
No, I don't like to get into a bed until
No.
somebody's already been in it. And yeah, the cold ass, pull that bed back and everything's all cold. And it's like laying down on a ice or something, like a block of ice.
I'll tell you, I say, boy. You don't like, these soldiers, they go to really cold places and they have the soldiers sleep. It's like some kind of training they do. But if you're breathing in the air that's so cold, I mean, wouldn't you be afraid that you're going to ice up whatever? I mean, how cold? What's the coldest air you could breathe? At some point, it starts getting too cold.
No, it's got to be warm.
Yeah. But I've read that it does seem a little cool to me, but that 65 is the perfect temperature to fall asleep to.
That sounds crazy.
I know. But think about it. You probably sleep better in the winter than you do the summer.
Because you're covered in, I made sure that,
Of course you're
bed had one of them heavy comforters. I don't have like a blanket. I have a heavy one 70, like the 70s style. It's got some weight to it.
Yeah, but
you know how hard one of those was to find in like the 2000s?
But if it's not cold, if it's not cold, you're going to be miserable underneath that thick thing. You're not going to lay in that. You're not going to lay in an 80-degree room or an 80-degree weather with a big thick blanket on you.
You probably would.
If it's 65 degrees, you get in there and you get all comfortable. You'd be like, oh, heavenly. You know what I mean? You'd feel great. So that's why, that's why they put these numbers on it. 65 is probably a little cool. Maybe 60, maybe 70, 68.
You're like 75,
69.
75, 77.
Hey, 69. Yeah.
But speaking of hot, yeah, I'm getting a little parched. I'm gonna have to open this ice cold ski.
Oh, you see?
Oh, look,
now
it actually has water dripping off of it.
Now you're just rubbing it in. You did that because
It's
yesterday.
been sitting there long enough for the condensation to be just dripping right down the.
You're just doing that because yesterday, during our test show, I mentioned I was out of ski.
You said it this morning.
Did I say it this morning?
Yeah, early.
I say somebody asked in the chat room earlier if that's what I was drinking, but it's like, no, I've just got Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it was right after. Yeah, it was right before that you said something about it.
Unbelievable.
Being out of ski.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm out of that ski. I like that ski. It's good. That stuff is tasty, man. And Sean Bolin won't shut up about it. He's always talking about that ski. Of course, he never brings me any. So I am not going to get angry at you, Rocky, just because.
Are you surprised?
No, like Rocky came over to my house. He brought me ski. He goes, here you go. Here's a gift. He brought me a 12-pack of ski. It was very nice. Unlike Balint, who came to my house a couple weekends ago with nothing. And by the way, the conversation we had before he came to town was me saying that I was out of ski.
Let's try to convince Sean that it's customary to bring a bag of oranges to somebody's house when you visit them, and then see if he brings a bag of oranges next time. No, that'd be more like a Nikki thing.
Yeah.
Nikki never goes anywhere. Sean would be like, no, that's not true. That's what the ancient blah blah blahs did.
That's not customary. That's not what the Sumerians did. The Sumerians would greet each other by grabbing the genitals with one hand and shaking briskly with the other. That would be Sean would know too much.
And ramble on forever.
Dating has changed, and it's customary to bring your date a bag of oranges on the first date. Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, a bag of oranges. Well,
He's taking a bag of oranges to every
apples.
Hooters restaurant.
When Sean Billett bring
Speaking of
a bag of oranges,
Mr.
Gay
Billett,
people do apples.
Oh, hello, Sean Billett. How are you?
You know, as I used to say back in the
and
day,
ramble on forever.
good morning.
Dating has changed.
Now, why am I hearing a delay of our show?
It's because he's probably listening to the feed and did not.
I know.
mute his
I'm
Facebook.
trying to find it.
Trying to catch up.
There we go.
It's always when Sean comes in, it's always
A calamity.
yes.
Hello, caller. Turn your radio down.
Yes.
What is the culture that brings oranges as a gift?
Oh, geez. You know what? I should know that. I can picture it too.
You think he would have looked it up before getting on, just because he should have known he was going to be asked that.
I think it's really just fruit. I don't think it necessarily has to be oranges.
If anybody knows any kind of mundane bullshit like this, it's Sean. This is the shit he knows.
Yeah. You know, I have holes in my mundane knowledge here and there. I will pick.
Tell you what you didn't do. Here's what you didn't do. This is what I'm bitching about with you.
I heard. My ears were burning.
You came to my house. You couldn't bring ski. Rocky came to my house. He brought me a 12-pack of ski.
He's got one too.
I know he's got one. He always, every time I see him, he's drinking a ski. He is, the man is, he's
Oh.
to it or something. He's always got ski. And just, he's the one who got us on this ridiculous ski. I think he paid endorser.
You know, the funny thing is, I talk about it so much that people think I'm fat because of skiing. Really, I don't really drink that much, you know, because I realize that I put on a lot of pounds. And back when I had to get up at 2:30 when I worked in the early days in St. Louis, and my inability to sleep probably prevented my career from hitting another level. But anyway, I'd hit those 20-ounce Mountain Dews, and man, I just didn't even realize, you know, I'm not vain. I'm not health conscious enough where I don't realize there's a problem until there is a problem. And man, I put on some pounds and the dentist gave me hell too. It's like, you got a little case of Mountain Dew. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to.
You know you're fat when your dentist is giving you lectures on it.
Yeah. It's like, you know, it's like they're calling me Joe Meth.
I may not have finished medical school, but here's what I know. What?
Oh my God.
What a hot mess, I'll tell you.
Even the dentist is warning you about your weight.
Yeah. Well, he was my teeth were, you know, if you hit that stuff too hard, I mean, there's a time and place for it. And, you know, they're not trying to convince you to drink 70 cans a week. I mean, you know, I'm sure they don't mind. But when you drink too much, your enamel takes a hit.
Oh, yeah.
They're these kids who game for play
Yeah.
video games for 16 hours, pounding citric soda for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, they come in and have the teeth of a 105-year-old.
I'll tell you, nothing hypes me up like ice water, though. If I drink ice water, I'm fine. But I do occasionally like the ski. When Rocky brought it to me, it was delicious. And it lasted enough for me. I had one ski a day for almost 2 weeks before I ran out. And I knew you were coming up a couple weeks ago, and I was like, well, I've invited him, so he at least now he knows.
Well, I'll try to bring some bottles up. The good bottles, the thick bottles, man, they really got the taste.
Well, when you come to town, maybe bring some by.
Yeah.
Buddy Ray.
In the chat, even Terry says that Sean sounds incredible now.
Yeah.
With the sound.
He doesn't sound all, yeah.
Well, that's a shame because, you know, ruining the show is one of my key assets.
Oh, you can still ruin the show. It's just you sound better at doing it now.
John, I don't know if you've been listening, but I've been telling Rocky for months that this is how we should do the show.
Yes.
But he was insistent that we do it the other way. And
I said, no, let's keep it lightalized.
You know, I remember somebody once telling me that they wanted to keep using free conference call because they were concerned about the audio quality of the show.
Yeah, that was what that was. He used to do that to me. I think I'm the one that put a stop to that. That just sounded ridiculous. It's like, what?
It was concerned.
And I kept mentioning, it's like, well, if we're going to Zoom for video, why not just run the audio through it too and eliminate the need for the other?
Boy,
I will be playing everything from 8-track because I only want the best sound quality. I'm an audiophile, 8 tracks.
You know, the joy that you guys take from shitting on me, I'm telling you, the joy that all of you.
I mean, you would think that you would take my word at one point, be like, well, maybe we should, reconfigure.
I did. I eventually got the cords and we went on and hooked it up and it worked. I mean, listen,
Sean has replaced his audio problems. Apparently now they're visual problems.
Oh, yes.
Because people in the chat room are commenting on his appearance.
You know what?
And I mentioned that last night when we were doing the test. It's like,
yeah, you did.
Sean would sound better, but he's still going to have his virtual background problems.
You said he's going to look ridiculous, and he does look ridiculous. He's got the city of St. Louis superimposed.
That's in there, but mostly there's another comment.
Well, I mean,
that's just popped up like 3 times.
It's just, why in the world,
You need a little better lighting in there, Sean.
Yes.
And why do you have that ridiculous, all that shit on your screen, the city of St. Louis? You don't need that on there. Stop that.
Yeah, you know what? There's some things, we're doing some work in this room. So, like some plaster work and everything, trying to conceal some things, but that's kind of where it started. And then,
but Sean, that's not what's being concealed by the background. It's your shirt that's being concealed by the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody else is going to say it. And we're not talking about shirts or St. Louis. He looks like he's in blackface.
That too. That's why I said a little better lighting.
Well, there's nothing better than a Zoom minstrel show for your career.
Because I know that you're concerned with how you're, because of your career. So I'm just letting you know, you don't want this video to get out and somebody turn it into something else. Like,
they're gonna think Sean was making fun of blackface.
Right.
Buy yourself a $30 ring light.
I just want to make it clear.
Let's get a flashlight.
Make it clear that Sean Balint is not somehow making a blackface joke or anything like that. It is unintentional.
No, and it really is. I've tried to do, professional type interviews with newsmakers on here, and then I get this on, and then it's like, oh gosh, I forgot to take off the damn background because it looks like they're being interviewed by Obi-Wan after he died.
Just Jason's right. And by the way, you could see Rocky has lighting. You could actually, if you look up to the upper right of his screen, you can see.
It's unplugged. It's just sitting there.
What I'm saying.
There's the lighting.
But you have that screen that's taking the reflection of it, and it looks good. That's what looks good. Or
it's just
like I have lighting.
I have lighting too. See, this is what I look like without mine.
Adjust it to however you need it.
I saw a background one time. I was actually going to use it, but I thought we would get kicked off, or I thought people would, but just because they would stop watching or whatever. But it's a sauna, and it's a bunch of naked guys. Some are standing, but the way it's positioned, it looks like it's to use as like you're sitting there with them. It's to use for like a Zoom thing. But it's a sauna with like 5 naked guys in it.
By the way, I would love to see you. I would love to see people when they come in to watch the show. They're like, "What in the hell is he in a sauna with a bunch of naked men?"
But it's explicit. I mean, it's
Oh, I don't want to see any dongs, but
that's what I'm saying. They're naked, and they're either sitting or standing, and the one standing real close. So if like your head's here, his penis would be like here. It's like he's right behind you.
Oh, I thought we don't want to see that.
That's what I said. People would be like, "Yeah, okay, we've gone too far. I'm done."
I thought it would be creatively. I thought they would be creatively hiding penises.
Oh no, that's the whole point, is to be right in your face.
The public is possible. I would rather not be looking at penises the whole show. Good Lord. Sean, what color is that shirt you're wearing?
It's actually not that color. That's another background.
I don't even know what background.
It looks like a shark.
It's like sky blue
Underwater.
or something. It might be.
Yeah, it's a shark. The mouth
Oh,
is
it
on his
is.
shoulder.
You
About to take a bite out of him.
You think he would literally just shut off the backgrounds, but no.
Oh, I'm trying.
The backgrounds.
Trying.
It's,
I remember,
it's
did
the
you ever see that-
very first one option that says none.
Ah, it's unbelievable.
Where do you see the backgrounds on here? Where do you set those? Is it on?
They would be
Is-
in your video settings.
Oh, okay. So it's not just on the video.
If
can't
you
just
hit
change
the
it
little
quickly.
arrow and hit choose virtual background.
I have never ever.
It's not on the actual thing though. You got to go to the Zoom page, right, settings page.
No,
right?
no, it's in the app.
Oh, okay.
Where the camera is, where you can shut off your video feed.
Yeah.
Hit the little arrow to the side of it. Then choose virtual background.
And then virtual background.
And you can put your own image files in there. If you hit
Oh,
the
I
little
don't see it.
plus.
I don't see it. I
No?
see.
And then you get a choice of them.
I see mute my audio, stop video, rename, pin, and hide self view.
That's where maybe your client's different from mine.
They heard about the sauna. Like, nope.
They might have blocked that feature from you now.
Yeah, great.
There we go, Sean. He looked better for a second there, and then there you go.
Yeah, it's not letting me off of the darn.
I definitely liked it better before.
Yeah, I doubt it. He's a mess. I like Nick's background better than Sean's.
Mm. Yeah, that my stuff is a little. You know, when I if and when I ever get like a home studio, it's gonna be. I think it'll be cool, but
Sean's a fat
Probably.
male. He's a fat male Violet from Willy Wonka.
yes,
Unbelievable.
and much like Willy Wonka, the ending you don't realize it, but everybody went to hell. That's I'm in the afterlife. I'm in hell.
I like what Chris Stice says. He said, I always thought, and we heard this the other day. Chris says, he goes, I always thought Rocky's background was, some kind of.
They always thought that
The
he
picture
had
yeah.
a virtual background up.
Until Rocky got up the other day and went and found albums and brought them up to the camera. I do remember people going, holy shit, that's not a fake background.
No,
That were
it's
creeped
real.
out because that looks like what people would put in a fake background.
Right.
Yeah, not everybody has a jukebox in their house.
Yeah.
Where, by the way, Joe Diffie is still, I'm not, well, you can't really see it. It's a CD, but Joe Diffie's still propped beside it.
Now I'm getting messages from people. TJ sent me a message again. Ray, I thought you said that you were afraid to use Zoom audio because you thought it would sound like shit. Yes, I get that. The sound quality is wonderful. The sound quality is great.
Is it too quiet?
I was wrong.
You know, like when no one's talking, it's like a library. It's like there almost like needs to be some sort of like honky tonk piano in the background playing or
static or
Keystone Cops music or something like way in the background. But you know what I mean? It's just like it's almost like it's. Remember how when you used to do mobile units and we tried them on the actual remote thing and it sounded a lot better,
Yeah.
but it took away from the sounded too good. That's what I'm saying. It almost sounds like it's sterile in some if nobody's talking.
So we told our mobile unit always go from the phone because it just sounds better. Because it's almost sounded fake. The mobile unit almost sounded fake when we were using the Marty unit.
Yeah.
Because and I said just use the phone because it sounds more natural. Which I know is crazy, but you liked having that noise.
It was the punk rock aspect of being pranksters out on the street, rather than it sounding like some professionally done
No, this-
whatever.
the only time it doesn't sound good is like when I'm taking a drink of coffee or something. At
That's
the
what I'm
same
saying.
time,
When no
you
one's
guys are-
talking,
Yeah.
it
Because
just
usually,
gets deathly. We need Nikki in her waves
yeah. By the way,
crashing in.
I'm going to share with you guys the photo that Nikki sent me. She sent me a photo of how she is today and why she's not with us. All right.
I just figured she couldn't figure out the Zoom.
No.
Yeah, and somebody's got to message her and tell her now. Download the Zoom app. Get it ready. Whoa.
Oh man, you can have so much fun with Photoshop
Now,
with that
why
picture.
why in the world would she send you that picture?
A cleverly disguised medical
Yes.
device.
Come on.
She
That's
sent-
about as coy as you and your. Just put up a post that I voted for Joe Biden. What? I didn't know anybody was going to be so extreme with you. Come on. I just sent a picture of me with some big white long tubular thing in my mouth. I didn't know they were going to make fun of it. What?
She was doing a nebulizer treatment.
I didn't know somebody was going to take it on Photoshop and replace it with a penis. What?
Big ice cream bar.
Yeah. That's a great idea. I should replace it with a giant ice cream sandwich.
I was hoping somebody was going to replace that with a
Oh,
penis.
Terry
and it
probably
was
is already on it.
Yeah.
just an ice cream bar.
Well, I'm just saying that's what Nikki's doing today. That's at least that's what she sent me. She says, I'm still really sick. I do miss you guys. And she sent that picture to me. So I just thought I'd share with you guys to let you know how she's doing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Poor Nikki.
By the way, anybody could take that picture. Anybody could just find some tube of something and put it in their mouth and be like, oh my God.
I'm going to put a big
Snap. Okay, done.
put a big giant spleef in her mouth and have Snoop Dogg standing behind her going, what? Gotta hit that shit, girl. Player. You gotta hit that shit, player.
Martha Stewart right beside him. That's right, girl. You've got to hit that shit. And here's the best way.
Yeah.
Those two are inseparable anymore. It's like you never see Martha Stewart without Snoop. It's like, yeah, we get it. The novelty's kind of worn off here now.
One thing I really thought was funny was that Snoop actually employs a guy just to roll his blunts.
Yeah. Like he pays, that's a guy's full-time job.
Pays him
That's
about
good
like
job security right
45,000 a
there.
year.
Yeah.
Would you like me to clean your hitter pipe, sir?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I would have the hitter pipe cleaner, but I would want to roll my own. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
I think
He loves the way this guy rolls the joint, so he
I think the
employed him
guy's
full time.
technically, one of his assistants. But yeah, his main job is he rolls up blunts and dubs or whatever they call it.
I mean, I would have the hitter pipe cleaner.
For Snoop. That's a hell of a job. It's a hell of a skill.
Yeah, I never was the best at that. I'm okay, but
I've never rolled a joint in my life.
I'm not incredible or anything. But I mean, I'm decent.
I know you buy the pre-rolls, they're already rolled and stuff, right?
Yeah, but those pre-rolls, now I've given the pre-rolls quite a few chances, and I'm completely done with the pre-rolls. That just stuff is like it just burns, and it's like, whoa, that was okay. That was $25. Okay, that was 2 minutes. And if you're in a social thing where you're passing it around, forget it. Everybody gets 2 hits. These things are packed or whatever, so that they just burn and they're done.
You think that they intentionally roll them to where they burn too fast?
I don't know, but
how would you?
They're
How would you slow down joint time just by how you roll it?
It would be tighter. It would be more marijuana that's more compact. This is like loose, real loose, but it's professionally done by a machine, so they're able to keep it loose but still keep it tight. Keep it rolled.
Huh.
But yeah,
you're right, Rocky. You got to hire a joint roller if we ever get you a job.
Yeah, that would be that would be a post unemployment venture.
just let me win the lottery. and I will pay you enough to where you can hire, or I will hire you a joint roller.
Yeah.
All I got to do is win the lottery. That's the goal, for me to hire a joint roller for Rocky. Do you know how cool that would be?
Yeah, how rich? That's a good goal because you'd have to be super rich to get that, frivolous.
Do you have any recommendations on LinkedIn?
It would be like Mr. Lytle.
I'll tell you one thing. I applied for that Collinsville dispensary after, months of sitting around watching videos and taking tests and things like that.
Yeah.
8,400 people have applied for the Collinsville dispensary.
And I bet you 90% of them think that they're going to be there smoking it all day.
I hope so, because they can just knock those 90% out of the way and give some other people a job. But I bet 90% of them have recent retail experience, which is what they, what one of the big things they're looking for. So there's that.
So you think that even though you took your classes and stuff, that you won't be considered for it because you haven't worked in retail in a long time?
I gave an application right to the place because the one I sent through Indeed hadn't even been reviewed yet. And then it said 8,400 people have applied. It gave it an exact number, but yeah.
That's insane.
So I decided to give them one in person.
Good for you.
But it was just the person working at the, desk or whatever. So
that's insane.
Go in there and demand to speak to the manager.
Let me say that the Morning Disaster is brought to you by so many people that make it happen. And we thank all of them. For example, Recon Tex 670-1132. Get your car scheduled for a detail today at Recon Tex. Core Installation 741-1079. Core Installation. Call Corey today and find out what you're going to get from her for maybe you need a new office chair to sit and listen to the show, or maybe a new desk, or perhaps you need a mask or gloves, some sanitizer wipes. You can get it all from Core Installation 741-1079. Call Corey today. Head West Substop. We love Head West Substop. All their different locations are fantastic. The Head West on West Jefferson, the original. Head West on the west side of Robbins Road, northeast side, Denver Drive. Head West in Southern View on South 6th Street Road, right down the street from the Curve Inn. Head West in Jacksonville. Head West in Decatur. It's Head West. When you want a great sub, you've got to head west. Try that delicious sweet French bread, quality meats, and those delicious brownies today at Head West. You can also go to Hendricks Home Furnishing, 965-233-3337. That's Hendricks Home Furnishing. By the way, my brother and sister-in-law just went and bought a ton of furniture over the weekend. They're getting ready to move. And he called me and he said, dude, you're spot on with this Hendricks Home Furnishing. And he told me, he goes, we went there. He goes, it's unlike any Springfield stores. He goes, it's great. He said wonderful things about the customer service and the guy that he used Clayton. When we went, Jeff was the one who was our salesperson, but it was a great experience. Hendricks Home Furnishing is great. We'll take a break. Be back in just a second with more. Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster.
And I just want to throw this in too about Hendricks. I love the fact that they find the right balance between helping you out, but letting you kind of roam and, not just, kind of think about what you want in your own head. Sometimes you get somebody, hi, can I just sit here and suck away every little available inch of your personal space and your mind? This is an excellent piece of furniture. Just to me, it's a right, relaxed experience.
I love the fact that when we went, I was able to sit and I sat and really got comfortable with, I got comfortable with the chair that I ended up buying. I loved it.
It's a beautiful thing.
I was very happy with my experience at Recon at Hendricks Home Furnishing. Right now, let's take a break. Be back with more in a second.
Make sure you check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and Android. You'll find the app in Google Play and the iPhone App Store. The app is brought to you by Recontex. It's time for you to get detail-oriented. They can clean your car inside and out, and consider this a tsunami warning. If you don't get a fresh coat of Tsunami from Recontex, your car is going to look old and tired. Call 670-1132, 670-1132, and schedule your detail today. Recontex, 820 East Black Avenue, Springfield.
If you use business tech, chances are you have business tech questions.
It's after hours and my business network is down.
Call Rob.
Can cameras help me at work, and who can put them in?
Call Rob.
How much backup do I need for my business data?
Call Rob. Help, I'm stranded on a desert island. Okay, you need to call the Coast Guard. But for all of your business tech questions, call Rob. Rob Thomas at DTE Technologies. The audit is free and he will save you time and money. Call Rob at 408-0001.
When it comes to furniture, bedding, and flooring, if you turn to someone you don't know and trust, you could have a disaster on your hands. There's one place to go: Hendricks Home Furnishings. It's a short drive from Springfield, and they'll deliver to you. Either way, you'll find the kind of great service they provided since 1949. And you'll find top names like Lazy Boy, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Congolium, Mohawk, and more. So come to Hendricks Home Furnishings, 217 North Springfield in Verdon.
Hey, 2 men in a truck. That's 2 men in a truck. 866-0864. 2 men in a truck if you're going to move an office or a home.
Save your snacks for me. Save your snacks for me. Save your snacks for me. Save your snacks.
Didn't know if you meant to play that intentionally or not.
Yeah. Shave your snatch for me. All right, welcome back. It's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. I love this song.
If you're ready, I'm willing and able.
I thought you loved Overlover better.
Well, your singing's just so good, Jason.
We'll lay some supplies out on a table.
Yeah.
Overlover was still the better one.
Overlover, the intro's too long.
I gave you plenty of time to talk about it the first time you played it.
I got flagged by I got somebody, it was either YouTube flagged me for that one.
I thought they flagged you the day before because you did play clips of the original
Flagged me
song.
when I played the actual parody too.
Did they?
Yeah. Too much the intro's too long. From now on, when you do those things, I'm gonna have you send it to Rocky so he can edit them properly. What is
This is what I was going to say. He's got one of those reachers. For when you can't go to the beach.
He's such a nuisance. Even when he doesn't have his mic on. He doesn't have his mic on right now.
That takes Lazy World News to a whole new level.
It's literally.
I'm just trying to kill the sunlight.
You're still. Oh, you're actually getting lit better.
Yeah.
You have a big giant rag on a stick that you're using, but you were hitting the light with it. So you're trying to light yourself. Good for you.
Yeah. It happens every once in a while.
You are a trip.
Spend the $30, get you a small little ring light that'll do wonders.
Unbelievable.
I was actually looking to go in the opposite direction. I was trying to make myself harder to see because of how far I've fallen over the years.
Corey says he stopped at Head West yesterday after softball. He might have just been letting us know that he's in shape enough to still play softball. Way to go, Corey. Good for you, man, for the softball.
Good dude.
Head West. Bubba wants to know if we have heard the new AC/DC single. Do they have a new single?
I knew they were recording. I just didn't know they had released anything yet.
Rocky, have you heard it?
Yeah, they got back together. Remember we were talking about with that drummer that had gone a little crazy and was putting out a hit, calling hitman, had to go to court, had to be carried.
Yeah, that's the
up
guy
to the stand.
He's back with him.
He's back with him. The singer that lost his hearing is back with him.
They have a new single. I'll be damned.
It sounds like the old single. It's an AC/DC song. What do you think it sounds like?
It's got a lot of A and D, dan, like all of them.
One guitar starts off on this channel, and the next one's on this channel. Yeah,
And it's always a D. It's always an A.
they do not stray. They know what the fans want.
Good old AC/DC. It's called Shot in the Dark. No, I didn't even know they had one. Good for them. I had no idea they had a new single out. So I was.
His voice is just a little more, it's just because when he talks now, he's even like it's just years of that screaming that is just ripped his vocal cords.
Well, there can't be much left.
He was doing this back in '80.
even his speaking voices.
That's what I said.
Is starting to get more like his singing voice. And he's very, isn't he from Wales or something? Or right?
I'm not sure where he's from. He might be from Australia. The rest of them are, but I'm not sure.
The singer I thought was from somewhere else.
Because he was a replacement for the other singer.
Bon Scott.
Wasn't the original guy from Scotland though?
The original singer, I think they all were, but Bon Scott died, and then he was replaced by Brian Johnson.
No, the rest.
Yeah, I think he had Scottish heritage, but I think they were all from Australia.
Yeah, at least I know that the Young Brothers and whatever, they were Australian. But maybe you're right. Maybe Bon Scott was
from Australia.
Yeah, he was from Australia. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe he was Scottish.
He had like Scottish heritage, and they always did the "Bring Back My Bonnie" and whatever song.
And he would play bagpipes.
Bagpipes, yeah.
Wasn't that one of the first singles he played the bagpipe?
Yeah.
There's a couple of them, I think, that have the bagpipes on them.
It's a Long Way to the Top is the big one with the bagpipes.
Yeah.
My fault. I read the headline first. He was born in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
And then he went to Australia.
So I was right. I'm glad to have been right for once.
The whole new album comes out November 13th, according to Apple Music.
I'll be damned.
As if we'll even be here November 13th. By the way, there's a website offering the chance to live under a rock during the election week.
Oh, live under a rock.
Yes. It's in New Mexico. It's 50 feet under.
So you living with half of America?
Really want to just get away from it all. That's a great idea. I mean, too bad it's in New Mexico, but
yeah. I would feel so claustrophobic in that.
Yeah, that would be a thing for.
Yeah.
If you were claustrophobic, that would be the ultimate.
Oh, I would freak out down there.
50 feet below the ground.
I would freak out. I mean, it looks nice, but I would freak out.
I don't know. Election day comes, people might be thinking, "Oh, you know what? That 50 feet under the ground cave. Where's that again?"
I don't think there's going to be any problems on election day. Do you?
Oh, you know how I feel about it. I thought you were asking somebody else.
Nick, you think there's going to be problems?
No.
No, I think even Trump realizes as much as he's going to try to, question things, it's not going to happen. He's trying to call his people to arms. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
I would like.
Karen wants to know how much it costs to go live in that rock.
How much does
Under the
living
rock.
under the rock cost, Rocky? How much are they charging for that?
Let's say first come, first served.
Oh.
No, $5 a night.
$5
The
a night?
5-night stay costs an Abraham Lincoln inspired $5 a night.
So
Karen, you need to get on that next flight to New Mexico.
And it is actually, you can actually get to it through hotels.com.
Wow.
If you look up Under a Rock.
I wonder how they would.
So it's a legitimate thing.
You take stairs down there?
I don't know. But I don't know. But I sound pretty good after, like I said.
I'll be damned. Yeah, I don't. I'm too claustrophobic to try anything like that. But I'll tell you something. You want to know what? I told you guys before. I have a fear of elevators. Okay, because I'm claustrophobic. But last week, I had to go to a dermatologist for my. You probably noticed my nose is not as red because it's getting better. But I had to go to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist is on the second floor of this building. And so I was like, oh, well, that means I'm going to have to get out of the elevator and walk all this way. And I was like, I don't trust my knees. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to take a wheelchair. And my wife was with me and she goes, what? I said, I'm going to get a wheelchair. She goes, okay. And I said, you don't have to push me. She goes, I'm going to push you. And I said, okay. So she pushes me into the elevator and we take the elevator up. And I noticed.
Well, at least she pushed you in there and the car was actually there.
Yeah. Thank God. No, but so I was in the elevator and it wasn't uncomfortable at all. We took the elevator up and then we got out and I rolled down to the dermatologist's waiting room and then I got up and walked from there. But I noticed that I was not uncomfortable. I was like, holy shit, I'm not the least bit uncomfortable in the elevator, but it's because I was in the wheelchair.
Probably just because the fact you were sitting, looks like more room in there.
Well, but my wife and I were talking about, she goes, why do you think you weren't claustrophobic? And I said, when I first started getting this was after my knees. Like when I was a young man, I wasn't claustrophobic at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I would stand in an elevator and it didn't hurt. Now that my knees are bad, I get in an elevator and I'm standing and they hurt. So I think it was because I was in the wheelchair that I was sitting down. So I wasn't experiencing pain. So it wasn't that bad.
It's probably because you weren't feeling the effect of gravity as well as the lift of the car weighing on your knees.
Well, yeah, all I know is that I usually feel uncomfortable in an elevator, and I wasn't when I was in a wheelchair. And by the way, I didn't need the wheelchair. I probably could have walked. The distance wasn't so great that I couldn't walk.
A lot of times they have to give you the wheelchair, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like an insurance thing.
But I felt...
It depends on what you're there for, typically, as far as they require you to be in one.
Well, my knees are just shot, But still, I felt good, I felt good in the elevator. From now on, I think I'm just going to push. I think I'm going to push a wheelchair in the elevator with me, and I'll push it in, and people will go, "What are you going to do with the elevator?" I'm going to do that wheelchair. I'm going to sit in it, and then I'll sit in it.
Why does it have to have wheels? Just get a chair.
Yeah.
Bring a chair with you.
I think I'm just going to bring a chair with me. I don't even need one that has wheels.
Or just squat.
Bring one of those little folding chairs.
Even better, just squat the whole time. People are like, what the hell is going to happen here?
It was crazy.
Sorry, claustrophobic. This is all that helps.
It was crazy. I was not claustrophobic sitting in a chair.
What's even crazier is glazed donut flavored Reese's Kit Kat bars.
Wait a minute. What?
Wait. Repeat that again.
Tell me about this. What is it?
It's the 12 days of Christmas with Kit Kat bars, and each day has its own flavor. One of them being glazed. I believe it looks like a glazed donut flavor. Is that what that is? You get frosted animal cookies. You get the birthday cake remix.
Has a different flavor of Reese's?
Yeah. Yeah, for the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, I love that. I don't even know. I don't even know what it is, and I love that. I love the different flavored Reese's. I freaking love it.
These are Kit Kats.
Or Kit Kats. I'm sorry. Let me
I'm
see.
trying to get the thing to come up, but it won't. It doesn't show. Huh? The page. But yeah, it looks like glazed donut flavor, Twinkie flavored. Ooh, black raspberry. Let me. You got to see this. Hold on here. I don't know why this share thing isn't picking up this page, but you know how when you go to share a screen, it shows you all. Oh, there it is. Now it's showing up. Yeah, we're on the the blackberry.
That's black raspberry chocolate chip.
Yeah, the Kahula White
Oh, White
Russian
Russian.
flavored Kit Kats.
Oh.
Please tell me that's some alcohol in there.
Love it.
Oh wow, you got the peanut butter and jelly Kit
Oh,
Kats.
I bet the peanut butter jelly's good.
I bet this is some really good looking packaging. I know that. I like the way these. Of course, your standard
So it's Reese's peanut butter Kit Kats.
Reese's peanut butter cup chunk Reese's with Reese's pieces in them Kit Kats. So 3 things in once. Oreo cookie Kit Kats. Oh yeah, no.
Oh, I wouldn't try the golden eggnog one.
Golden eggnog. That's not going to be a big
Might
seller.
as well call it the golden shower.
What is that? Something Muddy Buddies.
Chex Muddy.
That doesn't sound better.
Yeah, Chex Mix. Frosted Animal Cookies, and we are a birthday cake remix. And we are back to the Krispy Kreme glazed donut flavored Kit Kats.
I have a.
So
I have-
yeah,
I have the Krispy Kreme. Oh, the Twinkie flavor. That looks good. I have the Krispy Kreme right near my house. Excuse me, and I never go. I never
for
go.
you.
No, I never go because I'm afraid when it comes to Krispy Kreme in the past, if I have just one, it'll set me off.
Yeah.
Like one will turn into
It'd be like opening a can of Pringles.
Yeah, and then it'll turn into literally months of just finding every excuse in the world to go out and get Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I had this conversation with somebody. Now, if you're going to go to a place like Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts or Mr. Donut or something like that and get a real donuts, how many is the amount you get for yourself? If you're just going in, I got to have some donuts. How many do you get?
It's a buy one, get one dozen.
Yeah. They were on sale. I could not.
I mean, the goal is one, but I can't get just one. I can't listen when the Krispy Kremes have that little red light on.
What?
The Krispy Kreme donuts when they have the red light on.
It says hot, fresh donuts.
That means they have the hot donuts.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I cannot go to Krispy Kreme if there's hot donuts. I can't because I can't stop myself from ordering a dozen donuts.
But if you're going to order for yourself, knowing you're going to eat all, let's say you're on the way to work or something where you're not going to share, we're not going to be able to share for whatever reason. How many?
Two.
Yeah.
Because I can't eat a ton of them going to work. So I'll fall asleep.
Well, I'm just saying doing something where it wouldn't be like you're sharing them, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I said 3 and I was treated like I was some sort of a glutton or something or like I was some hog just because I said 3.
I think 2 is the answer.
Well, 3 is only one more than 2.
Yeah, I know, but
and then 4 is only
twice-
one more than 3. And
Twice as many.
I do remember
it keeps going from there.
I do remember that one time I had to take my wife and daughter to the airport. This is before Krispy Kreme came to Springfield. I had to take my wife and daughter to the airport, and then my mother or somebody called me and said, "Pick up some Krispy Kremes on the way back from the airport." They had the Krispy Kreme there on West Florissant. You know what I mean? And the light was on, so I pulled off the interstate. I pulled off at 270, and I went and I got a dozen of the Krispy Kremes. And I was driving back from St. Louis, and my goal was I want to make it all the way to Chatham with this dozen Krispy Kreme donuts
without eating all 12.
Yeah. And I was like, well, let me just try one. They are warm. This is like before I'd never had a Krispy Kreme. You know what I mean? I'd had like, a couple of them before, and it was warm, and I was like, and I go to eat one, and it was like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a red light Krispy Kreme. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Literally, it like melts in your, when Krispy Kreme donuts are hot and you bite it, it's like it just melts in your mouth. I can't even explain how delicious it is. So I try not to eat the hot Krispy Kreme donuts because they're too good. So literally then I'm like, oh my God, let me just have another one. I'm telling you what, by the time before I got to the Staunton exit, I was out of donut.
Yeah. I do that thing where if you have a select number of something, like if you have a dozen of something or a bag of something or a box of something, and it's like you eat one, okay, I'm just gonna eat one more. Oh well, one more.
I can't.
And then there comes a point somewhere where it flips, and it's like, well, there's only 5 left, so I'm gonna eat them anyway. Might as well just eat them now and throw the box away.
Why?
There comes that point where it flips and it turns and it becomes not just one more, but how many are left? Oh, there's only 5 left. Well, I'm not gonna just put 5 back in. Might as well just eat a couple more and be done with it. Throw the box away. I ate all 5.
I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm just gonna eat all these fucking donuts. I can't. So I've got to keep it at 2. And then when I run out of the 2, it's like, well, okay.
That's the thing. If it's not in my house, I don't have a problem with it. If it comes into the house, it's gone.
Now
the
that
whole
we
bag.
Now that we have a Krispy Kreme in Springfield, and literally, it's across the street from where I live. So it would take
like the red light will be shining through the window.
Yes. It would take me, if I want to go to Krispy Kreme, if I drive there, it takes me 40 seconds. You know what I mean, to get over to Krispy Kreme. So I just tell myself, I'm like, I just can't, especially if that red light's on. Holy shit. When they're hot, oh my God, I cannot be trusted.
There's a song, Krispy Kreme, why'd you have to turn on the red light? Why'd you have to turn on the red light?
Turn on the red
cream.
I said,
why'd you have to turn on the red light?
Then I eat a dozen of Krispy Kremes. I know my heart is breaking. Yep.
I don't know about breaking. You can put like your heart
My
is.
body's aching. I gotta eat that sugar tonight. It's just, they're so warm and tasty, and literally there might not be anything better on earth than warm.
I will say I made it a point because I get these donut cravings and I never do anything with them. But I made it a point one time, like 2 years ago, we have I think it's a Dunkin' Donuts in Troy, which is like about 15 minutes away. So it's not really super close. And went in there and was kind of like disappointed in their selection. It was just like
you have
regular donuts.
You have to get them when they're hot.
Yeah.
If you get the Krispy Kremes when they're hot, it's amazing.
But they've got places in St. Louis. There's about four really good, really big ones that compete. Like Strange Donuts is one. I can't remember the other, but they make donuts like you just have one and it's $15. You know, it's $10. If you're not 50, it's like $10, $8. And it's a donut that's like it's done up. It's not just like a little glazed donut with a hole in the middle. I mean, and they've won awards. They're award-winning donuts.
I try to stay away from the Krispy Kremes when the red light's on, because you can't eat just one. You can't eat just 2. You can't eat just 5. Like there comes a point where you're like, oh, screw it, I'll eat the whole box.
Speaking of being in the house, I remember my mom for a few times got microwavable donuts, and it was like, where the hell those donuts go? It's like one setting, I mean, they were right there, and you just pop them in the microwave, eat it. Pop them another one, eat it. Pop one, eat it.
There's nothing
It's like
a
7 donuts.
I mean, that's what the Krispy Kremes are like. If you get them hot, forget it. Forget it. I don't care what people always talk about. Oh, Mellow Cream is this and this and this. And Mellow Cream makes some fine donuts. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts is this and that. Dunkin' Donuts makes some fine donuts. I'm telling you, those Krispy Kremes, when they're hot, there's nothing like it.
That's what this places in St. Louis are like. They're just like designer donut places, and they're always you go in there and you get it, and it's right out of it's made for you. You know, you get it right out of the oven.
I cannot be trusted. So I just don't, because I know how I am. It's sort of like the same reason that I never really got into cocaine as a kid, because I was like,
oh yeah,
I will like this too much. So I need to never try this.
Everybody in my family has like an addictive kind of, you know, not with drug. There's really no drug problems like that in my immediate family, but you can see by this like insane music collection. I can't just have one Aerosmith or 3 Aerosmith. I got to have all the Aerosmith albums. I've got to have all the Pink Floyd albums. I got to have the record and the CD, you know, and everybody in my family's like that with the collecting. My sister was just like a collection. She'd have this collection, that collection, just, and she's the one that, if there was you could see the wall, you've failed as a decorator. You can see like a piece of the wall somewhere. And yeah, just, you know, my mom collected dolls and other stuff, and it's just a very collecty kind of. So yeah, getting into stuff like cocaine would be
I remember
not good.
when I was young, someone was describing the cocaine to me. And I was like, oh shit, I need to never try this. And they were like, you know, oh yeah, you take it and you're constantly revved up and you don't stop, and
your heart might explode.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure you lose weight on it. And they were like explaining the cocaine to me, and it sounded like the most amazing thing ever made. And I told myself then, I'm never going to try this. Because I know myself, and I know that I would go broke trying to feed the habit that would be formed by trying this drug. So I laid off it.
And I learned something pretty early on about drugs. It's like, look at the people on the drug. Is that how you want to behave? Okay, then take the drug. I never liked cokeheads. Me and cokeheads were not a fit.
I knew some girls. I knew some very, very sexy girls. Very, very sexy girls in the 80s that were cokeheads. I mean, and they were just good looking. But then whenever you tried to have
but they were thin.
Yeah, well, but when you started to have a conversation with them, you realized, okay, there's something wrong here. And then you realized it was the coke. And that's all they cared about. And when they thought because I was on radio, they thought I had coke.
Yeah.
And all they were offering, it didn't matter. They would, let's fuck, let's party, let's blah, blah. And then when they realized you didn't have coke, they were gone. But you know what I mean? But they were as attractive as they were, and how much you thought, oh, I'd love to hook up with them. There's always some point during the conversation where you go, this is a bad idea, hanging around these girls. I mean, this is nothing good's going to come from this. And then you got to thinking like, what were they doing with the last guy that they thought had coke? And I always talk myself out of hanging with them. But I'm telling you, there were some people that looked pretty good on it. You know what I mean? You say that, you know,
well, that was more about the way they act, and I was talking more about like guys on cocaine, like
they never
obnoxious, like not stop talking and blah blah blah, you know, kind of like us.
I never got into it.
We're like cocaine. I'm like what you're like if you're on cocaine. but not on cocaine.
Could you imagine Balint on cocaine? Oh, good Lord. He'd be one of those people that would stick his head into a.
I'd be awake.
Yeah.
He'd actually speed through the news.
His whole face would just be covered in white powder.
That's the thing about like people like Jim, you know. I mean, you should be glad he smoked so much pot. Can you imagine him on cocaine?
Jimmy did coke. Jimmy did coke. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't, you know.
He just didn't do it. He never. Here's the deal with Jim. He didn't have any money.
Yeah, and he never really did it. I mean, it's like marijuana was like an everyday thing.
If someone offered him coke, he'd do it. He never bought coke.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because that was a man with an addictive personality. He would have been buying it every day, and you know, but he did coke more early on, like in Peoria days, than he did in the Maureen disaster days. But he did coke.
I have never done that.
Oh my God! This one night, is Petey in the chat room? Because Petey might remember
He
this.
was earlier.
This one night, Jimmy said he was going to take us out, and he did a bunch of coke, and then he hooked up with me and Petey, and it was crazy. I mean, it was a crazy night. I mean, it was insane. He was it's like he
off
was
the rails.
Yeah, and he was I can't even describe how he was. We walk into this bar in East Peoria, and he's acting like he knows everybody. He's going from table to table, and he's talking to everybody, and he's slapping high fives, and he remembers a little bit about it. It was unbelievable. And he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, we're gonna go to the, and we're gonna go." And he was
Yeah, that. Yeah, I'm not into being around people like that.
It was non-stop.
Yeah.
And then he hooked up with a bunch of chicks. Oh, and then we get on this bridge, right? We're driving over the bridge that goes over the Illinois River, going from East Peoria to Peoria. Jimmy's driving his van. And as he's driving, he stands up. And then he goes, "Hey, what's going on?" And he walks.
Fucking anchor man. It can drive itself.
And he walked. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Driving?" So I'm leaning over and reaching and grabbing things. And I go, "Drive your fucking van." We had to get him to sit down.
Hey, it's on cruise control.
And drive his van. And that's, TJ's like, "Was that the night that Jimmy ended up wrecking his van and banging the girl?" Yes. Pete said it was JJ's Rock Palace in Creve Court. Yes, that was a night Jimmy was on coke. He ended up hooking up with this girl. He gets this girl to go with us, and she was good looking. And then he goes to the radio station, and he has this girl. He says, "Hey, Ray, come on." He has me go down to the basement or go to the bathroom. He says, "Come into the bathroom," and I go in, and he's got this girl naked, and he's like saying, "Hey, let Ray see, pose for it." He was out of his mind. And then I go upstairs with Donnie, who was on the air. And so I'm sitting with Donnie. Next thing you know, that girl is walking into the studio, buck naked. And then Jimmy walks in behind her, fully erected again.
Time number 5, you've seen that.
It was insane. I mean, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's admitted to at least 3 times now on the air.
Because that's the thing I've heard about cocaine is that guys would not be able to get fully erected.
Oh, dude, I mean, I'm telling you, it was the nuttiest night. It was me and Petey and Jimmy, and it was insane. But Jimmy was on coke that night, and God knows how much pot he'd smoked. But that was nuts. And the woman was beautiful, which I think the reason that she was with Jimmy was because Jimmy had coke.
Pete said, "Well, she had a great body, but..."
I mean, she was, top notch. Like, almost, she was at the time I was like maybe 20, 23, 24, whatever. I can't remember how old I was. but I think I'm pretty sure I was married at the time. If not, Dee and I were just living together, but it was very early in the Peoria years. Probably 90. So I would have been married. So it would have been 93. It was either 93 or so. And the woman was really good looking. And she was with Jimmy, and it was insane. It was a crazy night. But I remember that it was me and Jimmy and Pete. And there was a time where Pete and I were sitting next to each other. And he looks at me and goes, "This is a crazy fucking night." And I go, "Yeah." I said, "It's wild." I said, "It's crazy, but it's funny." And I remember Pete saying to me something like, because Pete left, and he's like, "Yeah, but I have a feeling it's going to end with somebody dead." He said, "I got a feeling tonight's going to end with somebody dead or whatever." And that was enough to freak me out and go, he's probably right. And that's when I wrapped it up, because I just had a feeling that something bad was going to happen because Jimmy was so coked up.
Speaking of wrapping things up, it is 10 after 10.
Oh, boy, it catches up. It comes out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. All right, good show. Good first show. I'm glad I finally was able to talk Rocky into letting me hook things up this way.
Yes.
Thank God. Because Nick and I, for months, we've been trying to talk him into it, and we were finally able to do so today. No, it sounded good today, guys. Good show. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock and take you guys through more tales of the morning disaster, and we'll wrap it up. So have a great rest of your Monday, and I promise we'll run through a bunch of stuff tomorrow. All right, let's wrap it up with we'll do this song. So long, everybody. If the song's gonna play, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You better wake up. Like people are now calling Rocky Debbie Downer. Get your fat butt out of bed. Hey, don't give Rocky. Hey, Rocky had to go to work. Just to play you Zeppelin and Pearl Jam. Raymond Lytle is his name. Some have called him just a bit insane. But you may find him a little idiotic. But his is the only morning show you can say has really got it. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. With Central Illinois' morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. Sean Bolin's got news and sports. Bodine's running down North Grand in his undershorts. Michelle will dwell on things colored pink and purple. They'll explain why Jim made a remake of that movie called The Black Hole. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. The Central Illinois morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. All right, you guys are going to wrap it up today. We back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We're going to wrap up the video portion of the show. We will start the audio replay of today's show right now. Have a great Monday, everybody. All right, the audio replay has started. Everybody else, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.